lose 3-2 to the Montreal Canadiens, because the only way we've been losing lately is 3-2. It was in regulation though, so there's that. I'll get to that later. To be honest, this was not a bad game for the Wings. Early on, Wings were putting on pressure, getting power play after power play. The only reason why the Wings didn't come out like the first half of the first period was Antti. On one of the plays, we were like a post and a body in front away from getting the first goal. But hockey and the Wings this year does not work like that. Thomas Tatar in Detroit, he zooms in. Backhand pass through the legs of one of our defensemen to Philippe Deneau. Deneau shoots, and in ensuing chaos, Gallagher, like almost on his knees, kind of bangs it in, and it's 1-0 Montreal, and goals like that's going to happen. But the Wings are playing great. And second period comes Domi and passes to Joel Armia, or Joel Armia. I'm not sure how they pronounce that. The Montreal broadcast, the Detroit broadcast pronounce it differently. Anyway, Joel Armia, he shoots, and it's 2-0 Montreal. Montreal has been magic this season compared to what they were supposed to be. They were supposed to be very similar to the Wings, struggling and contending for Jack Hughes. However, soon after, horrible turnover by Montreal to Athanasiou. Athanasiou streaks in. He has Helm with him, but nope, just wires it top shelf. 2-1 Montreal. Wings are in this game. Athanasiou, another great goal. I keep saying it. He's been on fire. Tatar, again in the Wings zone, gives it over to Jeff Petrie, Michigan native, of course, just to, twist the knife. Jeff Petrie shoots, scores 3-1. However, also in the third, another great Wings power play. Cycle. Nyquist shoots it on, and the chaos gets out to Athanasiou. Athanasiou shoots, no dice. Nyquist gets back to Mantha. Canadians are giving us way too much room to work with, and we're really deep into their zone. So Mantha can just give it right to Athanasiou. Easy pass, Athanasiou wires it. This time it goes past Niemi. It is 3-2. The Wings have a chance to get back in this game. But despite multiple power play chances and multiple great chances by the Wings, we just can't get the tying goal, and the Canadians win in regulation. Sad. But if you look at it another way, I think it might be time, a little bit over halfway through the season, it might be time to start, maybe not cheering for the tank, but we need to get our priorities straight as a fan base right now. Is this team going to compete for the playoffs? No, not at all. We would have to go on a ridiculous streak like Panthers like last year. Think that, except the Panthers didn't even make the playoffs last year. We would have to be incredible to make the playoffs, and it's just not going to happen. There's too many teams between us and Montreal now. So it's still not that late in the season where we don't have to cheer for the Wings to lose. I think that's a little bit stupid unless you're in like the final 10 games maybe, and it starts to really matter. But the way we react to losses has to change. We need to, instead of criticizing the Wings for losing, we have to criticize how they lose, I think. And this game in Montreal, the way they lost it, I can't really be that mad about it. The Wings were great. I would say they're the better team for some stretches. Antti was one of the very few reasons that the Wings didn't at least get a point out of this game. At the end of the day, they lost, but they didn't get a point. So we move lower and lower in the standings. And as of now, right before the Winnipeg game, the Wings are 4th last in the NHL with a pretty good chance at Capo Caco, that's going to get confusing, or Jack Hughes, or Dylan Cousins, who's also pretty good. So what we would like to see for the rest of the season is great Wings effort, and if they win or lose, at this point, doesn't really matter. I would like them to win sometimes. I don't want them to go on like the ridiculous 12-game losing streak like last year. But at some point, and at this point in the season where as a fan base we're not really trying to make the playoffs, now the coaching and the players, they can want to make the playoffs all they want. It's just not going to happen. At this point, we really have to worry about method over result. Next year, what I honestly do think, especially if we get a high draft pick this year, next year when our young players are a little bit more experienced, when we switch out some of our old vets who don't really have it anymore with good, young, fast players, and who knows, maybe Jack Hughes or Capo Caco or Dylan Cousins. Next year, I think we have a decent chance of making the playoffs. And people outside of the Wings fan base, people who don't look at the Wings, might laugh at that. But next year's going to be great for us. So we just have to hold it in. We can't react badly to every 1-goal loss in regulation. Now, if we lose like 7-0, like we did previously to the Canadians, that might be something to react poorly at. You still want the Wings to give a good effort. So right now we're looking at, like I said earlier, method over result. So anyway, I've been Jacob. I am going through a mental roller coaster trying to be optimistic at this time of the year. I will see you next time. I'm going to try and get these uploads faster. I'm really sorry. It's just the winter break screwed up everything because I wasn't in my usual recording place in because I wasn't in my usual recording place in Ypsilanti. So I will hopefully see you tomorrow morning after I review the Wings Jets game. I will see you next time.